Oh man, I was so
Yeah,
impressed by
yeah.
him. I
I'm a
was so
fan of
impressed by
him.
him.
Yeah.
What's up guys and welcome. You're watching Fazi Fitness. Let's start today's video with Moh Foda, who did just one show this year that was Romania Pro. And many bodybuilding fans, including me, felt that he got overlooked by the judges at that show, and he could have placed much higher than 5th. I am so glad that a guy like Samson, who is currently top 3 in the world, he really goes on the record admiring a certain someone when he sees that talent. And that is exactly what he did in the new episode of the Real Bodybuilding podcast with Fuad.
Oh man, I was so
Yeah,
impressed by
yeah.
him. I
I'm a
was so
fan of
impressed by
him.
him.
Yeah.
Moh Fooda was
Honestly,
really impressive as well.
man,
He's like the next one for me. He's like,
he's like the next one for me because I saw him in
yeah.
Romania. I was so impressed by him.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, you're
yeah.
coming.
So I am unable to understand why father did not do Japan. Maybe it was a travel issue or something else, because I think he really needs to pick up a show more strategically, so that he can have a longer off season. And once he does that, father is gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the future. He was extremely motivated during the off season. He also wants to live up to his reputation of the next big thing. And on top of everything, he has a great coach in his corner, Hani Rambod. And we all know Hani Rambod has a great eye, and he always speaks so highly of Moh Foda. So Fada's aim is to qualify for the Olympia 2024, so it is gonna be another off season before he starts contest prep. Next up, I have Tonio Burton's update for you guys. Another guy who could have won Japan Pro this past weekend. But he has other plans. From the caption, it is pretty clear that he wants to defend his New York Pro title, which really is gonna be insane, as Chris Cormier and Rubiel Mosquera has hinted about doing the New York Pro next year. So Rubiel is probably gonna make him look like a 212 guy, with all that size, all that freak factor, and all that muscle that he has. But here is the thing. Tonio Burton was outmuscled by so many guys at this past Mr. Olympia as well. But still he came out on top, and the reason was his supreme conditioning, his overall flow, and insane symmetry that he has. And that allowed him to place top 8 in the world, which was exceptional performance. So how much more muscle can Tonio Burton pack on his frame before he starts to get blocky? That is the biggest question, because he just cannot afford to let that race grow. The Olympia 2024 is going to be one of the toughest and deepest lineups for the men's open bodybuilding. Do not forget about another freak of nature that we saw make his IFBB Pro debut earlier this year, and he did pretty well. I am talking about Carlos Almas Jr., the guy who plays third at Texas Pro behind Andrew Jagged and Hunter Labrada. He got the feedback from the judges, and he is working on it during this offseason. The back, as we all know, needs to come up, and conditioning needs to go up a notch. So whenever he decides to step on the stage, he is gonna be such a worthy competitor at the Olympia in 2024. Carlos has got some standout body parts. The quads are a pretty obvious one, the arms, and the way his waistline just disappears when he hits that front double bicep. His talent has already been acknowledged by the bodybuilding world. It is only a matter of time until he reveals his true potential. This video of Roelly Winklaar, which is a real-time comparison of his current size versus when he was in his prime, that is floating around on some Instagram pages. So every pro only has a few years when they are at their peak, and Roelly really entertained us all with all that size and the freak factor that he had. So whether those arms are the greatest ever in the sport, that will always be up for debate. It was a shoulder injury that prevented him from training heavy, and that forced him to retire. But on the flip side, that might be really good for him for his health and for longevity. We don't know how he really feels internally about not being of that same size anymore that he used to have when he was in his prime. But on the face of it, Roelly really looks satisfied and happy. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.